Honestly, I woke up this morning thinking about the game of yesterday versus Atalanta, Juve 3, Atalanta 3, and I can't be happy. I am not happy. Yesterday we did 3-3, what means that is a draw. And when we draw, you don't reach the full 3 points, and by consequence, you didn't win. When I don't win, when my beloved Juventus is not winning, I am not fully satisfied. I am not happy. I am angry, especially about how the draw came, because yesterday we did a lot of individual mistakes. We also did team mistakes, and also the approach to the second half was a total disaster. We will debrief about what happened individually and collectively in today's video, but before saying hello to all the people that are watching the video, and I'm sure that you already put the like, if you didn't yet, do put a maximum of like, and if you want to subscribe to the channel, I want to say that I am proud. I am not happy with the result, but I am proud. A proud Juventino, even more than yesterday and 2 days ago, because it was hard. I was expecting an answer from my beloved Juventus, for the guys that were wearing black and white. I wanted to know how they would react after Friday. I wanted to know how they would react after the 5-1 loss versus Napoli that looks so far away, but actually it was the last game that we played in Serie A before encountering Atalanta. Well, the answer is that we are alive. We want to fight. Every response that I was looking from a behaviors perspective were giving to me. Yesterday, the team was there. All of them were there. Even if some did individual mistakes, even if some were not that much involved and goes to the game like Filip Kostic, for example, the team was there, united, but also the property with John Elkann that was there to show support to the people, but also something that made me really, really happy were not only the ultra that were back in the stadium singing from the first second until the 90th, 95th minute, supporting the people even when we were down by 1 goal. It was really beautiful to hear again the songs that we were used to and that we were hearing every single day when we were in a winning streak. Yesterday they were back, but also the people on social network. Yesterday I was doing the watch along on Twitch. More than 10,000 people were watching and were supporting. A lot of beautiful positive messages, even when it was a difficult moment like the beginning of the second half. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. We start with Tutto Sport. They saying La Juve non muore mai. Juventus is never dying. Rabbia Juve from Gazzetta dello Sport. Angry Juve, anger of Juventus with Di Maria and Chiesa on that picture. Corriere dello Sport. Purgatorio Juve, purgatory of Juventus. Yes, because we are not yet in hell, but we are waiting to understand if we will go back in paradise or if we will go in hell. We know it. Justice is there. They are around the angle. It's not over. Guys, what happened yesterday into the game? Formation lined up by Massimiliano Allegri that I totally agreed with. Chiesa on the bench is also a choice that I agree. I already explained it. Difficult in a 3-5-2 to play contemporary and Di Maria and Federico Chiesa if you don't want to unbalance the team. You know it. One of the systems that I was looking for in a video that I made was a 3-4-2-1 that at the moment is not able, that we are not able to do. One of the possibilities to see them up front, Milik or Vlahovic, when he will be back together with Pogba next week with Chiesa and Di Maria, would be a 4-man defense. A 4-man defense that is impossible at the moment without Mercato. Mercato that we don't know if we will be able to do with the difficulties that we have financially, but also with a big question mark about the future. Minus 15 at the moment. Will they remain or not? Will we be able to compete to European competitions next season? So it's difficult to do Mercato, and also new players have these questions, the same as you, the same as me, and at the moment we don't know. We are waiting. So I'm not expecting Mercato insertment, new players. So 4-man defense with Alexandro that yesterday was horrible, with Danilo going back as a right back. It's really difficult. That means that you have to put another center back there in the defense. Who can that be? Bonucci? He has never been there. So tactically, I totally understand that we continue with a 3-5-2 with Federico Chiesa on the bench for that specific game, because he also played game after game after game since he came back. Even if he didn't play 90 minutes yet, he needs to grow, and when he will be 100% ready, well, Federico Chiesa will be an undiscussable starter. So I understand the choices. Juventus that is totally submerged by Atalanta that goes with total aggressivity into the game, high pressing, and they knew that Juventus had an open wound. They saw the blood and they went. And it was paying because the Juventus, for 4 minutes, they didn't understand nothing. Locatelli doing a mistake. Alexandro not man-marking Lookman that is going with a full rocket into the goal. 4 minutes, 1 shot, 1 goal because Szczesny that was covering his post was not able to keep that ball. Anyway, we are doing a mistake and there I'm scared. I see the flashback of Napoli. I say that team probably is not ready to fight, is not ready to understand what happened on Friday and how much we tifosi we need the responses on the field. Well, I was wrong. I was wrong because they gave it with heart, with grinta, where we saw probably the next 45 minutes until the first whistle before going to the changing room, probably the most beautiful Juventus from the season. Maybe if we are honest, maybe from the last 2 seasons of Max Allegri. Juventus is going up and down, running, never stopping, able to receive a penalty that Di Maria took the responsibility to go on target and to score. Then that fantastic action on the right side with Di Maria, backheel pass to Fagioli that is going with a fantastic cross, an assist for Fagioli, and then Milik. These 3 men, we will speak about individuality, is probably the best man yesterday on the field, with a Milik that is taking that ball with a volley that is fantastic. Well, Juventus is back at that moment. I will come back on the referee towards the middle end of the video. Juventus is back to go back on the changing room with a 2-1, and there we are happy. We are proud to see Juventini reacting like that in the stadium, on Twitch, on Twitter, but also especially the men on the field with Allegri that didn't ask to defend yesterday. No, he changed. He wanted to attack, going for one more goal to show that we are Juventus, and I was extremely happy and proud. Then we are coming back from the locker room, and that's something that already happened so many times. Juventus not able to focus immediately from the first second. Unfortunately, Danilo, captain, that gave us crucial points in a few games ago with that winning goal. Well, yesterday, no, difficult. Danilo is giving that pass to an Atalanta player. After 30 seconds we concede a goal. Juventus totally lost at that moment, and we don't see any sign of awakening. No, Juventus is lost, and we concede that third goal, which Atalanta go in 3-2 advantage, and that's the moment where you say, what will happen? Juventus, they woke up again. They continued. They didn't give up. They didn't want to give up. They want to go with the anger of Juventini. La Juve non muore mai. Juventus is never dying. With that beautiful free kick strategy with the Danilo that is actually repaying back the mistake that he did with a 3-3. 3-3 that could have been a 4-3 if Miretti was able to score that goal. Miretti in a difficult moment, we know it, he's not able to score, he needs to unlock himself. I will continue to back up Miretti. Max Allegri, did he do some mistake in the initial choices? According to me, no, not even with McKennie on the right side. Did he do some mistakes? For the people that are saying that I'm never speaking about Allegri, in the subs, again, yes, he did mistakes versus Napoli. He did again some mistakes now, because if you want to go and win, probably Miretti is not the right choice at that moment of the game. And also Federico Chiesa that entered at 30 minutes of the game in that 3-5-2, probably not the best position for him. But was it difficult to put Ealing Jr., Chiesa and all of them up front there? Probably yes, because Atalanta was really solid and really strong. Yesterday Allegri, and now we go to the pages, to inside pages. Yesterday Allegri transformed himself, and he didn't want to defend Juventus on the field anymore. He didn't want Juventus to defend on the field anymore, because we were looking for that extra goal that could have brought us a win. He became the defender of Juventus off the field. Yesterday, fantastic reply of Allegri, first at DAZN, when he saw l'avvocato, the lawyer Grassini, that was speaking about the things around Juventus, about the court, the investigation about Juventus, the penalty of Juventus -15. We know it, Grassani, we already spoke about him representing also and working for Napoli. Yesterday he was there with a beautiful blue tie. When Allegri saw it, he didn't want to add and comment about the thing, because he said, I'm taking care off the field, not about off the field topics, so I'm taking care only about what we are playing, about our performances. I don't want to comment, but I really want to say that l'avvocato lawyer Grassani has a really beautiful blue tie, a really beautiful blue tie azzurro, referring of course to the Napoli link. And the funny thing is, then Grassani went from the zone to Rai Sport Italia. In the meanwhile, between two shows, he changed the tie. Crazy, crazy, crazy. What about the individualities? Well, I told you already the three best for me were Di Maria, Fagioli, and Milik. Milik that is conquering game after game after game. Juventus with goals after goal after goals, already 6 goals in Serie A, but also his work without the ball and with the ball was crazy of Milik yesterday. I'm super happy that I was wrong, that I didn't want him at Juventus. Fagioli, guys, in moment of difficulties back then, we were able to find some players like Chiellini, but also Marchisio. Well, yesterday we found Fagioli. Did we find him yesterday? No, but yesterday he showed again that he is a fantastic player, offensively, defensively, vision, pass, assist. The guy has everything to become one of the best midfielders of Italy for the next few years, but he has to become calm, chill, tranquillo, and continue to do game after game after game with some continuity. Grande Fagioli, a plus point for Juventus that is believing in that youth academy. Di Maria, some people told me yesterday before the game, he should not play. He doesn't love Juventus. He doesn't deserve to play for Juventus because he's one that will leave Juventus. He can leave. Maybe yes, maybe no. But I never saw that Di Maria at Juventus. Not only with taking the responsibility in one of the most difficult situations and moments of Juventus in their history. Well, he took that responsibility to go with a penalty, to score that penalty. That was really fantastic, showing the heart, his usual celebration. But what impressed me the most was not the penalty scored, was not the beautiful back heels for Fagioli, was not the back heel pass for the free kick of Danilo. The magia, we know it, but his sense of honor, his sense of fighting, his will to go and catch the referee, to tell them you need to be fair, because yesterday the referee was not fair, running behind the man, pressing. Di Maria was yesterday fantastic. For me, one of the men of the match. Fantastic performance. Who were not great. Kostic that totally ghosted. He is not in form. We know it. Is it the case versus Monza to start Ealing? It could be. Ealing Jr. can be the starter there. McKennie did his job. Was he fantastic? No. Locatelli, disaster start of the game, giving that goal actually to Atalanta, but after that I really appreciated Locatelli. Locatelli that did a beautiful performance. He was the one that touched most balls together with Danilo, 79, with a beautiful pass accuracy of more than 80%. He was a bit everywhere if you are looking at the heat map of Locatelli. Yes, he was everywhere, up and down. And if I was criticizing Locatelli in the last few games because he was only taking care of the defensive phase of Juve, yesterday not only defensively but also offensively he gave what he had to give. Yesterday he went 2 times on attempts, 2 shots, 1 on target, and if we want to speak about the dribbles, 4 dribbles. That's the most of Juventus created after Di Maria. 4 times, he succeeded 3 times. Total duels, 14. 14, that's the most of every team. 11 balls won. Possession won 11 times, again here, the best one. So Locatelli did a fantastic game for me. If we continue about Di Maria, and it's a long video, we know it, hopefully you're still there. Di Maria yesterday says something super important. What about the champions? Well, we can. Why not? We have to try. We have to remain united and compact, and hopefully the supporters can do the same, learning from the words of a World Cup champion. But then he said also something about his future. What about the future? I probably arrived in one of the most difficult moments of Juventus in their history, but my family decide, and my family is happy in the magnific, fantastic city of Turin. They are happy, so we don't know what will happen. Question: would you keep Di Maria, that Di Maria that we saw yesterday, 1 more year at Juventus? Would you offer him to become one of the leaders of next Juventus? Max is also believing it. He already calculated. He said that with 71 points, probably we can enter that Champions League qualification. We have 23 now. It's really far. We will have to do a 48 points in the return games, where I believe 59 are at disposal in 19 games, I don't know. But anyway, 48 points, that means that we can only lose 9 points. This is what I was doing mathematically. Losing 9 points in the return games, in the 19 other games. If we reach 71, according to the calculation of Max, we can do it. I don't know how many points we will need, but one thing is sure, we will need Max believing it. We will need Di Maria believing it. We will need the team believing believing in it. The thing that is difficult, of course, is, and I want to speak about it, some people said, Beppe, I'm sad, I'm fed up with that channel speaking only about the referees. Well, I'm not the only one speaking about the referee. I don't like to speak about referees, but this morning reading the papers to understand if I was biased, if I was a hater, if I was crazy, if I had hallucination, I read the papers, two papers, Tutto Sport and Gazzetta dello Sport that is not really in favor of Juventus. Both of them said that there were two penalties, two dubious penalties. Of course, 100% sure one, the first one of Milik, that also other people on television shows in Italy were saying it is a penalty. Why didn't they use VAR? Because apparently the referee, he saw everything, and it was not a crazy thing where VAR could intervene. So that's why VAR, they watched, they saw that there was a penalty, but they couldn't tell the referee it is a penalty. On the second one, the referee said no. Again, he was there, he saw it, but it was too big, and VAR was obliged. The third one, again, big doubts there, but according to all the papers, they can be a penalty. And unfortunately, it was not given. If these two penalties were given, maybe we miss them, maybe we score them, but it's another game. And that's what I tell you. Guys, it will be hard. Stay united, because it will not be Juve versus Atalanta, Juve versus Monza, Juve versus whatever team. It will be Juve versus everyone, versus everybody. I'm thanking you for your follow, for your patience, for being here after 18 minutes of video, still with me on the channel, sticking and speaking and listening about Juve. Maximum of comment. Grazie Juventini. Be proud to be a Juventino. Be proud. Grazie, forza, Juve.